Have developing news. This evening, President Trump spoke out for the first time since the impeachment inquiry was launched. He calls the whole thing, quote, a witch hunt, and says he supports transparency. He also called out Connecticut Senator Chris Murphy.
And Chris Murphy, who I've been dealing with on guns, so nice. He's always, oh, no, we want to work it out. We want to work it out. But they're too busy wasting their time on the witch hunt. So Senator Chris Murphy literally threatened the president of Ukraine that if he doesn't do things right, they won't have Democrat support in Congress.
Now, Senator Murphy just responded to the president's allegations, saying he met with Ukraine's president and, quote, made it clear to him that Ukraine should not become involved in the 2020 election and that his government should communicate with the State Department, not the president's campaign. He goes on to say, I still believe this to be true. So the question many people are asking tonight, what does impeachment really mean? Dennis House is going to walk us through the process. Dennis?
Denise, this is only the fourth time a president has faced impeachment, so we have an impeachment inquiry. So now what? Well, here's an impeachment 101 to explain the process. Right now, several House committees are investigating, and when they're finished, the Judiciary Committee will review the evidence and decide whether there's a case for articles of impeachment. If there is, it goes to the full House for a vote. If a House majority votes yes, well, then the president is impeached and it heads to the Senate. If the Senate holds a trial and 2/3 of the senators vote to convict, the president would be removed and the vice president would take over. Mike Pence. We talked with the political professor about the timeline.
The impeachment proceedings could be a long process. Democrats control the House, so the votes could be there to impeach President Trump.
What we will likely see with what's going to happen with the Democrats in the House is that Nancy Pelosi will ask the 6 committees that have pretty much been collecting some evidence on, possible impeachable offenses on Donald Trump.
University of Hartford professor Bilal Sakou is an impeachment expert. He says once the committees compile their info, it'll be sent over to the House Judiciary Committee. Then there'll be some testimony and a vote.
Then the House will also select some members whose job will be to go to the Senate and actually, present the charges against the president. And the Senate has a decision to make about whether they will actually hold a trial and eventually try to remove the president from office.
This is the 4th time in American history a president has faced impeachment. Andrew Johnson was impeached in 1868, Bill Clinton in 1998, and in 1974, Richard Nixon resigned as he faced certain impeachment. Johnson and Clinton were found not guilty in the Senate and remained in office. So in the Trump case, the Senate will conduct a trial and a vote, but they don't have to. The Senate is controlled by Republicans, so if there is a vote and it's along party lines, Trump could be impeached but remain president. The big question, how long will this impeachment process last?
I imagine Nancy Pelosi wants this to be a very quick process and not a very long, drawn-out process. We're in a presidential year next year, and with the presidential election looming in November, we've got primaries and caucuses, and you don't want that competing for attention on the part of the media or on the part of the party faithful.
The latest running tally in the House, at least 173 of the 235 Democrats are supporting this impeachment inquiry, including all 5 of our representatives from Connecticut.